Yo, what's up guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video, and we're getting straight into the action because this is one of those videos where we go on a crazy run featuring Acid Dragalge. This Pokemon we got to see buffed with the new attack Acid. Not a new attack, but newly buffed attack. Now a clone of Shadow Claw. One of really the best fast attacks in the game, not exaggerating, with its energy generation and solid fast attack pressure with damage. And Dragalge as a lead on this team provided us with so many beneficial leads. And of course, the backline of Primeape and Jellicent played a huge role in this team's success as well. But we see immediately in this first battle, we're able to successfully shield the Skull Bash, and we beat this Blastoise after after leading to the Macargo. And check out this first battle. Dragalge is about to just go on this monstrous run, knocks out the Blastoise, gets the shield off the Macargo, and is going to land an Outrage here onto the Jellicent. And I'm going to come in with Primeape here. And at this point, I could go about this a multitude of ways. I could shield the Primeape. I think I decide just to go one away from the double Rage Fist. And this way we can knock out the Jellicent, get off a Rage Fist worth of chip damage against the Macargo, and we still have our fully healthy Jellicent in the back to finish off the Macargo here. But the first battle here kind of sets the tone for what we're about to see. A massive run that Dragalge takes us on. GG. Good start for us. Great league. Winding down. I think tomorrow the league is going to change. So got a couple of fire videos coming at you today and tomorrow. And here we go. Dragalge mirror match. This gets a little bit crazy, right? Because it's a really all or nothing call right here. If you get outraged, you're going down. And I decide to call the bait. We follow the Rise rule of baiting. What's that rule? It's always sometimes bait. 50% of the time, never, occasionally. That's the Rise rule of baiting. It makes total sense if you if you think about it, or if you don't think about it. That time we do get outraged, but we got the shield advantage, and then they give up switch. So now we're able to lock in our Primeape here, and we are running Ice Punch. So is the Ice Punch going to be enough to knock out here is the question. We really hope it does, because then we won't have to use a Protect Shield on this next Swift, and that is big for us. It does knock out. Dragalge comes back, and this is where the Ice Punch coverage comes in handy. Super effective. It does grab the final Protect Shield, and I have some decent energy, so I'm actually going to shield up this Aqua Tail, anticipating maybe a catch attempt. So we save the energy, and this is going to be massive because we get off the Rage Fist. We're boosted at this point. We get off an Ice Punch. Ice Punch does a little bit more damage, and we're just going to knock out this Ferrothorn and then swap into Jelly, and Jelly should be able to withstand an Outrage thanks to its bulk. So the Outrage does connect, but Jelly hangs on. Shadow Ball coming through will be enough to get rid of the Dragalge here. GG. Let's go. And this team was a ton of fun. Couple days left with the Great League. I recommend you guys give it a go if you have these Pokemon. Next opponent. Dragalge into Gastrodon. Tough lead. Bit of a core breaker, so we're going to have to pivot here into Primeape. And they're staying in. We're going to throw after 5 Karate Chops to adjust for the one-turn switch in. So this is proper timing. Rage Fist connects. And then they swap into Mandibuzz. This is a Snarl Mandibuzz, so this is not a good matchup for Mandibuzz. I think they're under the impression, right? Flyer against Fighter. But because the Snarls are not doing much, Primeape's about to put in a whole lot of work here. And I go for the Ice Punch. I get the shield. I decide to build up more and lure them into throwing on bad timing here. So I sneak in an entire free Karate Chop. And then I go for another Ice Punch. I've got I think I end up throwing back to back because I figured the switch clock was up, so I didn't want them to combo play me with their Gastrodon. But they come in Gator, and Gator is about to get hit by a Rage Fist here. Not good for the Gator. I aggressively swap into Dragalge, and I think this is only Hydro Cannon? Yeah, this is only Hydro Cannon. And we still have our full Jelly in the back. I throw on Chart Attack priority here to get off this Aqua Tail worth of chip damage. This is fantastic for us. This could have been the Earth Power, but they actually go for Body Slam. They undercharge it, which I think might have been a bit of a miss. Actually, no, never mind. That works out well for them. We come in Jelly. They are going to throw in Earth Power at us, and this is going to be really close. This is going to come down to whether we can withstand a Dark Pulse from Mandibuzz. Super effective. Mandibuzz very bulky. So is Jelly, and we hang on to get off the Surf. Gastro is still there, however, but it's really low. And one Hex is going to Simul KO, but we still had the Primeape, so we get the win. Very close game there. Really good one. And it's on to the next one. It's always nice when you have a team devised of your own creation that finds a lot of success. I typically find I find the most success with teams that I create myself versus teams that I copy. Sometimes I do copy a team from someone and it works out well, but typically when I just think of a team that I want to try out, it ends up working the best for me, but it's different for everybody. And here we go. Jelly versus Fortress. I could have come in with Primeape as well. I mean, either I think would have made sense here. I decided to come in with Jelly because we wouldn't necessarily have to respect the charge attack with a shield. I'm going to overfarm here quite a bit. And I'm going to get hit by an attack here. I figure I should be able to withstand a Rock Tomb. But what I do is I give the opponent the opportunity, if they want, they can shield and farm me down. And that's what they're going to do. But I'm going to go for a nasty Karate Chop down with Primeape. And this is going to set up. We do, unfortunately, have to put up a Protect Shield here. Rock Tomb would be resisted, but it would still do a pretty good chunk to Primeape. And now what happens? Typhlosion comes in. Typhlosion had a move banked, so I throw an alignment here, and I actually get kind of bailed out. I think our opponent got denied. So I got really lucky there that a full Incinerate did not sneak through. In comes Marowak, and we're going to get off an Ice Punch here. Remember, we have a lot of energy banked on our Dragalge, so I'm actually going to swap my Dragalge into a Shadow Kanto Marowak, typically something you don't see. But I've already got double Aqua Tail, and I'm going to build up a little bit more energy here to help myself approach the next Aqua Tail. And the opponent, I think, recognizes it's over. I think they were dry, and we are going to take that win pretty comfortably. Yeah, this team just goes on. I know I keep saying it. I sound like a broken record, but it goes on a massive run. Here we go. Dragalge into Diggersby. So tough lead. We're probably going to instant swap here since we have two better answers in the back. And they are staying in, and they let us throw the Ice Punch first, which I think helps us out a little bit here. Creates a desync in the switch timer, and we get some really nice damage off there. We put up a Protect Shield, and they go for the big Scorching Sand, so that's a lot of energy they used. And oh my gosh, they swap in Jelly into a loaded Primeape. I don't think that's the play. I think this is going to be a tough situation for them, and granted, maybe they just don't have a great Primeape answer, but they probably should have instant swapped Jelly, giving Primeape so much energy here, and then we actually catch a Surf onto our own Jelly. So we are playing with our food a little bit here. Things are going pretty well so far this battle. Go for the Surf, hoping the Surf knocks out from this range, and it does. And there's no way they can come in with Diggersby since it's so low. They're going to hit us with a Shadow Punch here, but I should be able to withstand a Shadow Punch, so I'm actually going to let it go. Just want to be careful not to allow them to catch my Shadow Ball. So I wait a turn to try to see that Hex, and then I throw it, and then I combo play with my Primeape here. Rage Fist will do some solid damage. I guess the only thing we have to be concerned of is if... Oh, I actually get to another one. I was only 3 off. I didn't even realize that. I didn't realize that in the moment, I remember, and I didn't realize it watching it back as well. I was only 3 off. And, yeah, I mean, we saw in some of the early battles, Dragalge just dominated that battle. Dragalge did not really do anything. It was more so the other two. So, the sign of a good team is when multiple Pokemon, like all the Pokemon, are capable of putting in a lot of work. That game, it was mostly the Primeape. Jelly did some nice work as well. We catch a little Inkay, and it's on to the next one. Lay off Charlie. Okay, Credilli. Pretty good lead. I think... Oh, and it's Bullet Seeds. This is actually even better for us. If this was running Acid, I think Credilli actually wins the Zero Shield scenario because double Rock Tomb knocks out. They swap into Lapras, and I throw the Outrage here. I don't know if this is the most ideal play. Maybe I could have just gone straight Jelly here instead of using that energy. But I guess this will at least help shore up this matchup. Because Lapras can actually flip this matchup in the 2-shield scenario, but if they're willing to play that out, I mean, that's probably good for me, right? Because then Primeape up shields is so deadly. So we're just going to absorb all this, try to over-farm a little bit. Not going to bother undercharging, I don't think, because they could probably just switch out if I do that. They come back in with Credilli. And I have the option to switch out, but no, I'm just going to stay in, force them to expend energy. And I think at this stage, I predict they're just going to instant swap. So I actually come straight in Primeape, and ooh, it's Talon. So what I'm thinking here is they're probably going to let the first Rage Fist go. I can easily get off another Rage Fist. And now they're starting to get kind of low, and I still have both my Protect Shields, so I'm feeling pretty good about the situation. Dragalge going to be able to resist the Incinerate damage, and I don't think Talon's going to be able to reach 3 charge attacks here. I think only 2. Plus, they don't have Flame Charge, which is good for us. They're not going to be able to ramp up this Incinerate damage, and that Acid that I snuck through right there will be enough to knock out the Talon Flame, so we just simply shield this, and we've got 2 charge attacks ready to go for the Credilli. Dragalge, first Aqua Tail. They're going to let it go through. And that is a GG. Let's go. Next one. Okay, tough lead. And this is kind of a core breaker. So I thought here, maybe the... Oh, and my gosh, there's a Lantern. Yikes. The streak. It may end. What are we at, like 7 wins in a row? It may end right here. There is a Lantern on my screen. Lantern, what are you doing here? You're so like last year. You're so like 3 seasons ago. Lantern, I didn't think you existed. But we shield the Thunderbolt. We're gonna not give up yet. I decide to, yeah, I go for another Shadow Ball. I flip Switch, but here's the thing. Who's gonna get rid of this Dragonair? I go for a Shadow Ball, and I figure, you know, if I give him this farm down, that's going to be really bad for me. So I just hard pivot into Primeape here. And he catches on Azu. And all of a sudden I'm thinking, huh, maybe there's some play here. I'm already boosted. Primeape is so fast. I throw after 7. And the reason I throw after 7 is I force him to make a decision. Is he going to throw immediately on bad timing? No, he doesn't. So he allows me to get off another Rage Fist here. And he doesn't want to use the last Protect Shield. So now there's no shields left. And look how healthy my Dragalge is. Look how healthy my Dragalge is. I think I'm just going to be able to Acid down this Dragonair. And they don't even get to another Body Slam. Holy cow. What was a pretty devastating lead turned into a nice little win there. If the opponent had thrown that Ice Beam immediately, I don't know if that would have changed the outcome potentially. I think it would have been closer for sure, though. Well, I probably would have just saved the shield, so maybe it wouldn't have mattered. Okay. Fortress. Our whole team has play against Fortress, and this is going to be tough for the opponent because they felt like they wanted to get out because Bug Bite is double resisted by Dragalge. But remember, Fortress also resists the Acid. Double resist the Acid, so They could have stayed. I think that would have been fine for them to stay. But this is going to be really nice for Primeape just because we outpace. And oh my gosh, they come in back with the Fortress. Yikes. I don't like this for them. Primeape gets a shield as well. I think they're afraid of the close combat. And maybe they lost track of Primeape's energy here because they actually double shield. So perhaps they didn't realize I was going straight Rage Fist there. And I come in with Jelly because Jelly can absorb this damage better. The problem is if they swapped out, they must have a better answer for Dragalge in the back. So I'm a little bit concerned whatever's in the back is going to be able to beat our Dragalge. So I might want to preserve my Jellicent here. Shadow Ball connects. I get the Hex down. And it's their own Jelly, so I'm feeling pretty good here. I think they lag a turn, unfortunately, so they should have got one more Hex through there. But we are going to swap. And we should be able to withstand anything from Jelly. I shield just for kicks and giggles. Even if this was like an Ice Beam, should be able to survive. And just going to go for the Outrage here to knock out the Jellymeister. The opposing Jellymeister. Good game. There we go. And it's on to the next one. Dragalge into Gligar. Okay. One of the buffed Fury Cutter users, of course. And I actually decided to hard pivot, and this is a reason why. Someone commented when I was running this team, and I'd already won like 5 in a row or something. Like, what do you do against... Oh, actually, you know, funny enough, I think it was after 2 Dedenne battles in a row, so it might be after the next battle. Someone asked, Rise, what do you do if you see a Dedenne with this team? Well, this is exactly what we do. We swap Primeape to lure it out, hopefully. And Primeape does not do bad. Does not do that bad against Dedenne. We're going to put on the pressure on this Dedenne. We're going to make things uncomfortable for it. Get off the Rage Fist here. And if they're not super quick to swap, Primeape can, as you're going to see, actually flip this. They're actually going to be forced to catch on Sableye. Our Rage Fist does a ton of damage. I wasn't 100% sure. I thought, yeah, I think I'd lose this Chart Attack priority, so I don't throw the Aqua Tail here. And I'm going to overfarm to double, slightly past double, actually. The concern here is that, oh, and we get off this Aqua Tail. This is really nice. The concern is that there is a Parabolic Charge banked on that Dedenne. And I think I got the Chart Attack priority here on Gligar. This is best case scenario. And we still have enough health on our Primeape where I don't think they can farm down our Primeape. So I actually come in with Primeape. They come in with Dedenne. They're forced to throw energy here. And now Jelly is simply going to farm everything down without ever having to take a Parabolic Charge. So looked a little bit tough there. But Primeape just makes things really uncomfortable. And that Aqua Tail coverage of Dragalge really coming in handy against the ground type. Dragalge's got that really unique typing, not double resisting Fury Cutter. What am I saying? Single resisting. Okay. Once again, another Gligar. This time they stay in. They're going to pull a shield off of us. Aerial Ace grabs our shield, and then they swap into Denny, but they gave us this huge head start. Huge head start. Rage Fist connects. Gonna throw Rage Fist as they reach Parabolic Charge. They don't throw it immediately. And now they're gonna throw it here. Do I put up a shield? Yeah, I'm quite boosted, so I figure I want to get shields down, perhaps. I throw this, and this one is the Chart Attack priority, so I assume they're gonna shield to get rid of my Primeape. And that's exactly what they do. This will knock me out, so they do maintain the switch, but this is gonna open up a big farm down for me with Dragalge. Look at this. And they don't even reach Play Rough, I don't think. I think they only got to Parabolic Charge here, so this is perfect for us. Oh, man. Big farm down. And then check out this. Some nice counting from Rise. Some nice recognition. I think I can get to this outrage one turn before the dig. So I go for the outrage. This is going to knock out Aqua Tail. They would have survived, I think, just barely. And now there's a Typhlosion in the back. And Dragalge, dude, is going to sweep the entire team here. I remembered Primate putting in a lot of work and having a lot of fun with it in this run. And I was worried, like, Dragalge would be clickbaiting if I was like to make it about Dragalge because it got like the new buff. But honestly, dude, Dragalge has been, I think, right there with Primate in these battles in terms of like the amount of sweeps it has had. There's been at least a few games where it's pretty much swept the entire team. Dragalge versus Pidgeot. Back line, very weak to Pidgeot. Oh, this was really annoying. I go for the bait here. And they call my bluff. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, making me look silly. They go for the big Brave Bird. In comes Annihilate, but I'm going to pivot into Jelly. Going to let this first one go through. I go for the Surf. Do I bother undercharging this? No, I'm just going to play it simple. Get rid of Annihilate. In comes Diggersby. I think they do me a huge favor here. Because if they came in with Pidgeot, I mean, they could have maybe taken a move, farm me down. But now this is going to be uncomfortable for them to get rid of me. I don't think a Scorch even knocks out. Oh, it does knock out. Okay, I'm trolling. But all this energy banked on Dragalge is going to be really nice for me. I go for the Aqua Tail. I pull the Protect Shield. Going to have to shield here. I'm at the double Aqua Tail. And I figure I just go for the hardest hitting move since I'm only going to get to one move here anyway, it looks like. So I go for the big Outrage. Bang. And now they're only within range of a few Karate Chops. So even if Diggersby had the Scorching Sands, Primate would have lived. They would have needed like a Hyper Beam to knock us out. And I have been Hyper Beamed by a Diggersby this season. It has happened, so it's not out of the question. But a good game there. And these battles have kind of flown by, man. These have kind of flown by. As this video goes live, feel free to go check me out on my stream, where we might be getting our Elo today. I'm not sure. Dragalge into Annihilate. They say swap Drapion. We don't have an obvious answer, really, so we have to stay in, at least momentarily. I'm going to chip with the Aqua Tail to get some damage off first. And if I can win this matchup and align my Jelly with the Annihilate, right, that's going to be good. I go for the Aqua Tail here. It's not going to be quite enough to knock out. But they actually shield. And now I'm like, huh. Well, I got the shield advantage. So now what I'm going to do is let this go and come in with Primate and start to farm. And this is, you know, where you might have a plan to start a game, but you adjust on the fly, right? You kind of adjust with where it's heading. And look at this nasty farm we're going to get. I mean, if Annihilate comes in, that is not going to be a fun time dealing with all this energy. I think they might have lagged a turn as well. Yikes. Rage Fist, bang. Second Rage Fist. Already loaded, dude. Ape on ape crime. Oh my gosh, third Rage Fist. And now we're going to be triple boosted for whatever's in the back. Is there any way we get to another move? Oh, no. Okay. Maybe we would have got there. I'm not sure. But this is a really comfortable matchup for Jelly against a non-Shadow Gligar. They go for Aerial Ace. And we're just going to get to double Surf here. Gligar bulky enough where a single Surf would not knock out. So just simply build up to double Surf. Surf's up, dude. And this is going to knock out. Yeah. And the run continues. The run continues. The fun continues. Here we go. Dragalge. That time got us a shield advantage against Drapion. If it was, if the Drapion hadn't swapped into us, I probably would have built up to the Outrage as well. Okay, Stunfisk, bit of a core breaker here. So I'm actually going to safe swap Primeape. They counter swap Sableye, and although this is not a great matchup for Primeape, our Jelly is avoiding it at least. That's something. And it's a non-Shadow, which makes this a little bit better for us in my opinion, because the Shadow Claws are not going to add up as much. Where I'm probably going to get off at least 3 Rage Fists here. And look at this. I mean, he's going to have to double shield if he wants to maintain this alignment. So I'm going to get off a 3rd Rage Fist. And now my chops are going to add up too. So, I mean, look at this. We get it really low. I come in Dragalge. Just going to use it to soak up all this energy. And Dragalge doesn't really want much part of that Stunfisk, so I'm just going to let this go. Try to put this all on Jellicent, hoping that Sableye is his best Jelly answer. But honestly, like, Stunfisk isn't great for Jelly either. I bank... Oh, nice play there. I bank an Outrage and catch a Mud Bomb in the process. So waste a little bit of energy in a sense, since it would have been more efficient for them to throw their Discharge. And then they waste a little bit of energy here by throwing on Alignment. I think they were getting a little bit scared. Going for the Surf here. Because they threw an Alignment, do I outpace to the next one here? I'm not sure. Oh, they catch onto Fortress. But this is okay, because we have a really good matchup here. And all of a sudden, I feel like there is a clear-cut win condition here. If I can just set myself up to get rid of this Fortress and have a move loaded on my Dragalge, I'm in a winning position. Rock Tomb is nearly going to knock us out. I just let myself go down. 1 Acid, have the Outrage loaded. I think they were in Aqua Tail range, but Outrage, of course, going to do more damage. And what looked to be a pretty tough lead, decently tough counter swap, ends up being a pretty comfortable, well, I wouldn't say comfortable win, but a win. There we go. The magical run continues. Will it end soon? It may. It may end soon. You can see how much time is left in the video. Next battle. Who's it gonna be up? Oh, yikes. That's a scary looking lead. That is a scary looking lead. Jon Snow. Jon Snow from Game of Thrones trying to end our winning streak. I safe swap Primeape. And dude. Wait. I forget what they do here. So Rage Fist, they shield obviously. And it looks like they could have farmed me down. So I think they make a mistake in throwing this Night Slash. And I actually decide to shield to get off a second Rage Fist here. So this is going to probably pull their second shield. And now I'm like, what the heck do I do? Jelly doesn't want to take the energy, but I can't farm down with Dragalge. So I come in with Dragalge to take the Night Slash. And then I'm going to be forced to throw an Aqua Tail here to get rid of this. So, okay. We get rid of Caesar. And at least we're up a Protect Shield. In comes Diggersby. I swap Jelly. Get off a Surf before a Scorching Sands, before any potential debuffs. That's pretty good. Surf connects. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Surf quite 2 shots. Just because the hexes do so little. Surf does just under half. Oh, they try to catch, and it's a Blastoise. And I'm like, huh, maybe there's some play here. Maybe there's some players. A pretty good matchup for Jelly. They're going to throw a charge attack. I can take this, of course. Oh. This looks like too much of an undercharge, though. I think maybe a bit of a misplay. Oh, never mind. And I just simply throw the Aqua Tail. And now I'm thinking, okay, they've got to expend energy. I still have a shield. And I think I recognize I outpaced them to the next Aqua Tail, so I might as well just shield Dragalge here. And we get to another Aqua Tail, going to knock out the Diggersby. Bye-bye, bunny. Bruh. What is happening? Was that 14 wins in a row? I think it may have been. Can we make it 15? Can we make it 3 consecutive 5-0 sets? And these are not handpicked, ladies and gents. These are... Go watch the Twitch VOD. Oh, no. Our nemesis. Shadow, Kanto, Marowak. Oh, no. Wigglytuff. Okay. It's not over, though. We can maybe farm down this Wigglytuff. Now, I probably should have, like, undercharged this more, right? Because if I'm going to end up shielding an Icy Wind anyway, I might as well, like, get more farm here. Because, like, they barely get to this Icy Wind. I may as well have undercharged that more to get a bunch more farm here. But I guess I take more charms anyway, so I don't know. I throw an Aqua Tail, and then I'm probably going to dip. Is there any way Jelly can core break them and give ourselves some play here? They're going to fire off a Bone Club. I'm already down a shield, though, so this is not looking good. Bone Club connects, and it's Basti. Ugh. Basti Jelly does kind of core break them, but Basti's just so bulky. I don't know if we're going to have enough. You know, I wonder what does more, the Stone Edge from Basti or the Bone Club from Marowak? I would think the Bone Club from Marowak, but I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. What does more? My guess is the Bone Club. The reason it's tough to know is because Stone Edge is such a strong move, but Basti's so low attack compared to Marowak. A little bit higher attack. Surf gets rid of Basti, but they're just simply going to save their shields for Marowak. And even if I had thrown the Surf first here, they would have simply reached a Bone Club to knock out my... yeah, so tough one there. Tough one there. Shadow Kanto Marowak's going to end our streak. Maybe there was some play there somewhere. I don't know. If I had, like... I don't know, honestly. If I had undercharged the Ice Punch, gotten more farm, maybe throw both Aqua Tails at Marowak first. They put up a shield, opens up more play for Jelly. I don't know, but tough team comp there. Can't win them all. And what we did do is we won 14 in a row, which I'm pretty proud of. So a cool video and a cool run here early on in the season. Obviously, 14 in a row would be a lot more difficult, like late in the season, but even. I mean, here about a week into the season, I think it's still pretty impressive. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. If you're new around here, comment down below. All comments are appreciated. And all of that said, thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.